All right, everybody. Today I'm joined with somebody who's not only leading one of the fastest growing IMOs in the country, but who's also built a track record of success most agency owners dream about. We're joined here with Joe Basso. He is the CEO and co-founder of the Pinnacle Life Group, where he's helped scale the organization into a powerhouse by focusing on staff operations, marketing, recruiting, and client acquisition. Joe, we know how good you are at figuring that out. So before he stepped into the CEO role in early 2024, Joe co-founded multiple other businesses that went on to generate multiple eight figures in revenue, and they're still growing today. With nearly 15 years of entrepreneurial experience, Joe brings a deep passion for mentorship, leadership, and helping families, all grounded in his love for the Lord and his family. Joe, I'm pumped to have you here.
Dude, I'm happy to be here with you. Thanks for asking me to be a part of this.
Absolutely. You mind if we just jump right into this? I want to keep it super short. I know you agency owners are very busy. You don't want to watch a 30-minute video. So you mind?
Let's do it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
jump right in.
So this is going to be kind of a curveball. You might not think that I was going to ask you this question, but this video that we're putting together today, this is for agency owners. So what's one lesson you'd give to an agency owner that's trying to scale to 7, 8, or even 9 figures a year?
Yeah, that's a good question. You gave me zero heads up on any of these guys. So if you're listening, this is off the dome. What I would tell anybody that's trying to scale their agency is that weak leaders try to build followers. Strong leaders, they reproduce strong leaders. And if you're a weak leader, you're only ever going to be able to grow by addition. And that's great when you start. We all have to start there. But as you develop more leaders, higher quality leaders, all of a sudden you're not growing by addition anymore. You're growing through multiplication. That's where the real scale comes from.
Yeah, it's incredible. I wasn't expecting that answer either. So
Well, there you go.
I'm learning something too here. Before working with StrongPoint, Joe, why don't you kind of break down just like cliff notes? We don't need the extended version. We have other videos with you on our channel that are very extended. But what was your process of acquiring new customers before you jumped into the digital side of things with us?
Yeah, we were working with a lot of outside vendors on direct mail, primarily direct mail, and anyone that's listening, they certainly understand direct mail costs continue to go up. Postage has skyrocketed the last several years. Return rates have gone down. That's a bad recipe for CPAs. Client acquisition costs really soared, which ultimately that just means less margin for the agent, less margin for the company, and then ultimately we're helping fewer clients. So we knew we needed a really good digital option where we could, long story short, we could end up getting more qualified leads into the hands of our agents, which meant they could help more clients, make more money for their families. It was a win-win.
Absolutely. This second question might be kind of like double-sided here, but what actually changed when you started working with us?
I think quite a few things changed. I think number one, having a company like StrongPoint that we could work with, it gave us a lot of flexibility in the different types of campaigns that we could run. I think, Jared, when we first met, you guys were really focused on one specific type of campaign, and we were very interested in just that. And then as you guys started to evolve and develop into different verticals, and you got better and better and better at understanding what IMOs and agencies need, it really gave us a unique recruiting opportunity and an edge, competitive edge, because we were able to get leads and client acquisition at costs very, very low, much lower than we were getting previously, much lower than a lot of other agencies are getting their CPAs. And so from the recruiting edge standpoint and then the profitability for our average agent, it became a no-brainer for us. So I think we saw very noticeable, tangible growth in those areas.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Yeah, that makes me happy to hear, especially on my end. Funny enough, the next question is, how did this impact your ability to recruit, retain, and ramp up new agents? It sounds like you hit the first 2 points. Just recently, we've been helping your agency with more affordable lead campaigns and options. How has that been for actually getting new agents started?
It's been really good. Not every agent that comes into the broker world in the life insurance industry has the ability to throw down $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to get off the ground. So their runway is pretty short. So having options where we could, for the people that have some of that bandwidth, some runway, to get them lower cost leads and lower CPAs. Obviously, we have to do our job on the back end of helping them manage that money properly, manage their time properly. But you're able to really see an agent move much more quickly through the learning curve and put food on the table, start to see, more profit in their business. Secondly, getting the lead cost where you guys have been able to get it for us, it gives us the ability to do things like lead assist programs and help agents with leads in ways that we just couldn't before. So it's helped us recruit a different type of agent that maybe has their back up against the wall, that just needs a little more help. We couldn't do that on a 30, 40, 50, 60, $70 lead. It wasn't feasible. The math didn't back out. With some of the newer programs that you guys have launched, it's given us way more options in how we can recruit. And obviously retention is a direct correlation to client acquisition cost and profitability for those agents.
Absolutely. I've noticed one thing too, a lot of your leaders do lead assist for their agents, like a lot of them. I was totally surprised how many of your people will put their back against the wall for their agents, come in, buy them packs of leads, assist them through that. Of course, we have the systems and the training and the scripts and everything to assist as well, but like it takes a full team to make the operation work. So definitely like appreciate that working with your agency in depth and seeing that from your leadership team. Couple more questions here and then we'll kick things off. You've grown super fast, Joe. Like I've kind of been working with you for a good 2 years now, and I've seen your scale and your growth. What role did predictable lead acquisition and automation play in your ability to scale so fast?
I got a fly flying around my head, so if you see it, I'm trying not to swat it. But that's a really good question. I've said this consistently since I joined the industry, and really it's true anywhere in any direct sales industry. You cannot separate scale and growth and profitability from client acquisition. They are peanut butter and jelly. It goes hand in hand. And what I've seen a lot of agencies do incorrectly, in my opinion, that's just my opinion, they're constantly outsourcing about everything on the lead generation or client acquisition side of their business. And that's great when you first start. I think it's actually important because ultimately you want as few variables as possible. And if you could outsource to a trusted source that you're getting, dealt with honestly, fairly, well, focus on the main thing. But ultimately, you want to have as many controllables inside your business as you possibly can. Because if I've got too many outside variables, I might be the best recruiter on the planet. I might be the best trainer on the planet. But if I've got, external lead vendors that are jacking up prices and quality is plummeting, it doesn't matter how good I am at the controllables that I'm controlling. I've got these outside sources that can really become a detriment to my business, the profitability of my agent, profitability of my company. And, anyone listening, if you're an agency owner, you know this, the buck always stops with you. The buck always stops with me. And so it really hurts your reputation if you don't have control over those things. And
Mm-hmm.
so I look at it, and over the last couple of years, it has tremendously helped us grow and scale by making sure as an agency comes in, an agency owner comes in, even brand new agents, to be able to hand them off to trusted sources that we know aren't trying to bang them up and kill them on CPAs, CPLs, all those things. I think little things add up, Jared. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
All
Yeah.
the little things add up to the big things. And so it's just been for us the ability to control some more of those small things that amount to the big things.
Yeah, that makes total sense. What do you think you'd say to an agency owner that's watching this right now that's like maybe trying to do this by themselves? Like they think that they can play the insurance game at the same time that they can play the marketing game, and not trying to bring experts into the right seats.
Yeah, I think I can speak uniquely with experience on this topic because I tried to do it and I failed. There's an old adage: chase two rabbits, catch none. I really think, it's a humbling process, but you have to get to the place as an entrepreneur where you understand what your strengths are and you understand where your area of expertise or area of genius is. And at least for me in my career, when I'm focused on my area of expertise and I bring people around me that are much better than me in their area of genius, that's where you harness the power of synergy and really start to take off in the right direction. Most of us are, despite what we believe in our own minds, it's very, very hard to walk and chew gum at the same time. So you want to be able to do what you're great at. And if you're not great at it, take the time to focus on one thing and become great at it. And then bring in professionals, experts in their field that can support what you're great at.
I've learned that from you over the past 2 years too. It's just like trying to do everything at once. You'd be great at nothing. So
It's very true.
pick a few things that you can be you can be Superman at and go after that. All right, let's wrap this up. I know it's getting kind of long. Last thing, what surprised you, Joe? Like over the past couple of years working with us, was there anything that like surprised you about working with us?
I would say the only thing that surprised me was you're not the first organization that I tried to work with on client acquisition and digital lead generation. Like you guys were probably the fourth or the fifth. And most people in your world, I learned the hard way: overpromise and underdeliver. What I'd be lying if I didn't say this. I expected I expected the shoe to drop at some point, but you guys have been just truly upfront, honest, transparent along the way. It doesn't mean it's been completely smooth. As anybody that's listening knows, it's not a set it and forget it business. Your business is not that way. There's ups, there's downs, there's outside variables that you can't control.
Mm-hmm.
But all that anybody in my shoes wants is honesty and transparency, whether it's good or bad, so that we can work together to fix it. And you guys have been fantastic, the best I've ever seen with transparency, honesty, and dude, if we're honest with each other as business partners and whatever setup that is, we can get through anything. So that's been the best surprise. You guys are who you say you are, and it's become a really really strong relationship with Pinnacle, with Strong Point, and so we're looking forward to a lot of years to come.
I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you so much, man, for the kind words, and thanks for your time again.
My pleasure, brother. This has been a lot of fun.